Hey, it's Laura Bray at LauraGramNYC on Instagram, here at the iconic, legendary Gargiulos. They've been open since 1907, and Flavors of New York is about to find out why they're still around. So we are here at the iconic and legendary Gargiulos with owners Michael and his nephew Matthew, who are nice enough to sit down with us, and we're gonna have some food. But first, we're gonna talk about the history of this legendary space that we're lucky enough to be sitting in. Whoever would like to talk to us first about the history and kind of how your family got involved and just bring us up to the present, I guess.
Well, I'll start because I was there pretty much in the beginning. My father bought this building in 1965, and when he bought it, it was basically just this room. In this room sits 150, 120, 150 people. Part of the room upstairs, a tenth of the kitchen the way it is now. He had a smaller restaurant at the time on Avenue J and East 13th in Brooklyn, and he was looking to expand. So he went to one of his friends to borrow some money to expand to another place, and this place ended up being for sale. So it was famed back in the 30s and the 40s. As when Coney Island was Disneyland, that's where I'm going to put it. Coney Island was the place to be. Vaudeville, everyone and anybody wanted to be in Coney Island. That's the way it was. So in '65 he bought it, and over the years his family came in from Italy, and with every person that came in, we expanded a little bit more. Him and his three brothers started the operation. From there, from the restaurant, they enclosed our back room, the back garden room, which is behind the door where we're sitting. It was a garden. I have a picture of it in front I can show you. And then from there, later on, they expanded. They opened a larger catering hall. And then they added on that catering hall, and then we are where we are today.
This place started as, one room where you could seat about 100 to 120 people. And now, since the 60s, since you've taken over, your family's taken over, how many people can this place hold at one time between all of your different rooms?
Our PAs, our place of assemblies, if you add them up all together, it's about 1,100 people.
That is incredible. So I see you do, when we walked in and it's the middle of the day, it's 2 p.m., there was a party in one of the private rooms, there's tons of people in the dining room enjoying a nice lunch. Talk to us about kind of what goes on in this space and what types of parties or events or special occasions and things that are celebrated here.
Pretty much top to bottom, any event that you could think of. From weddings, the whole catering hall will be filled, to anniversaries, to 16s, you name it, we've pretty much done it. So it's just so nice too, because there are still families that come to us that have had parties here in the 1940s, and they're still coming back, and who's had their communion, who's had their sweet 16, they do absolutely everything here to their wedding, and a couple years ago their grandparents got married here in this room, actually in the 40s. Their mother and father got married in the back room, and then they got married in the back room too. So that's 3 generations of weddings. It's incredible that we get to continue this and carry it on for so many families that get to enjoy, the history and the longevity of Gargiulos.
Do you get a lot of tourists also, because we're right by the boardwalk? Coney Island, we're there. So do you get a lot of that business as well?
More lately, there was a lull in the middle of that, hills and valleys. In the 90s, we were nonstop. Everyone who lived on this end of Brooklyn, one way or another, they were coming here for some type of party. Then we had a little lull, and now we're back. And during on the weekends when it's nice weather, people take the train from Manhattan. They come to Coney Island, and we are literally the oasis in the dead here.
Yeah.
You come over here, you have white tablecloth, you have tuxedo weighted service. You're not on the beach. People walk in with bathing suits. People walk in any which way they want. Over here, we have to be properly attired. Over here, you need proper attire.
Right, that was something that I didn't know, but if you don't know, now you know that, and it's also on their door, so before you even walk in, hats in the dining room, nothing like the beach attire. It really was like I was walking into this oasis that kind of took me back in time, but also felt very modern, and it's an absolutely stunning place here. So this is obviously, you're Italian, this is an Italian place, but tell us some of the highlights and maybe some of what you're most known for or what's most popular.
Well, definitely baked clams. I think baked clams, anybody who knows Gargiulos knows Gargiulos baked clams. And then there are certain things that are kind of just accustomed to what we do. Is a lot of people do fried calamari. I think we do it very well too, but our take too is calamari reganado. So it's the calamari we mix with garlic oil and breadcrumbs, and then we bake it in the oven. But it's super high temperature, it comes out super crispy and super tender, so that's a little different. And then penne pasqualina, that is a staple of Gargiulos. It's diced zucchini, onion, prosciutto, a fresh tomato, and a light cream sauce. That dish actually originated in the early 1980s when we added the catering hall on. We were used to cooking this kind of style, the diner hall. And to do the masses, my uncle hired a chef from Italy who was very well known, who worked in the big hotels. So he came over and he actually helped us trained our guys for a year or two. And that was one of the dishes that we developed while he was over here, and it just stuck and people loved that. And there's so many things on the menu. You could go with the stuffed shrimp with crab meat, jumbo shrimp, little crab meat, breadcrumbs on top, baked in the oven, or the classics like chicken scaparillo. We pretty much do old school home Italian cooking, and now we work in some specials here and there every other week where we kind of bring a little new flair, a little modern twist, and so it's great that you get the best of both worlds. You can come here, have the old school meal, have something new in between, or try something different. So it's a unique kitchen, but it works for us and people love it.
I am going to order some food and try some food. I'm super excited about that, obviously, but thank you again.
Of course, thank you for coming. We appreciate everything, and hopefully this is the first of many visits to come.
No, thank you very much. It's our pleasure. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. All right, almost time to eat. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Thank you. So I'm going to try the chicken scarpiello. There's so much flavor in that sauce. A lot of garlic, parsley. It's really nice and light, but it's also got really crispy skin. I took Matthew's suggestion by getting it bone-in. I asked how he preferred, if he preferred boneless or bone-in, and we went with his recommendation of bone-in. And so that's going to add more flavor to the chicken. It's delicious. So now I'm going to try one of their signature pastas, the penne pasqualina. It's like a cream sauce with a bunch of fresh vegetables, zucchini, tomato. So definitely nice and light. Let's try it. That is so delicious. That sauce is amazing. It's super light, but it's somehow really velvety and creamy as well. And I love the vegetables in there. They add a nice bit of texture, and it just tastes, it eats light, but it feels really luxurious at the same time. And the penne is cooked to a perfect al dente.
La tombola is like Italian bingo, and what we do is for tables of 8 or less, if you come in, you got a 1 through 90, pick a number, whichever one you like. If the number comes out, dinner's on us. All you gotta do is pay for beverages, tax, and gratuity, but dinner's on the house.
Lucky number. Any number between 1 to 9.
18.
18.
I did not get free dinner, but this was still fun.
Thank you.
Do over? This has been Laura Bray at Lauragram NYC on Instagram, here for Flavors of New York at the iconic Gargiulos in Coney Island, Brooklyn. They've been here since 1907, and I think they're going to be here till 2007 because they're amazing and they have such a loyal customer base where they're a huge part of the fabric of the community. So you've got to come if you haven't. The food is delicious.